Is it time for recess yet? I'm so glad you found time to join us here on the Childcare Director's Chair, where Erica Sacoccio shares her best practices that she's refined through her passion of directing childcare centers over the last 23 years. From parenting interaction, systems to save you time, money, and stress, to profitability. She shares it all from the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it is Erica here with the Childcare Director's Chair. Welcome to another episode. If this is your first time tuning into our show, we are so happy that you found us, and we hope that you will come back again and again. If you are one of my loyal listeners who tune in daily, I love you so much. Thank you. And I have to, like I always do, I got to give you guys some shout outs because you guys are crushing it for me. Oregon, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, Ohio, Iowa, Michigan, Texas, California, and then, of course, my friends over in Australia and Canada. And no matter what state that you listen from, I really want to thank you for taking the time to spend with me. I really, really appreciate it. So today's episode is In the News. It's a new segment that we just started. And I really thought it was important to kind of look at what's going on in the landscape in our industry. And I really wanted to talk about what states are doing, and states and federal, what they're doing to help with this childcare crisis. I thought it was important. I know you guys don't have a whole lot of time to be watching the news, and when you do, it often is negative and things we already know. And I believe in, that self-talk. And if we keep telling ourselves there are no staff, or we keep telling ourselves, oh my God, there's no funding, we keep telling ourselves these negative things, we're really going to focus on them. And we can't. Our kids need us, and our communities need us. So we need to focus on what is good, what is going on, and how we're building off of that. So I thought it was really good to kind of dig in to see what other states were doing. And I pulled up a clip from AmericanProgress.org, and they were just kind of sharing what states are taking action to address the childcare crisis and making childcare more affordable for families, because we know it is very expensive, and we know because we run the centers, and we know how much it costs to run a high-quality program. And so we got to figure out where is that common ground to make it affordable for parents, and also make it so programs can run the way that we need to, which is providing quality materials, safe places, safe spaces, making sure that our buildings, meet all the regulations and all the compliances as they should, making sure that our staff are paid appropriately and can make a living wage. And also, in fairness, the folks who started these businesses, whether they were a for-profit, nonprofit, public, not public, a family childcare, like we all deserve that same respect. We all deserve to have a say at the table. And I also believe that families have the right, when it comes to education, to pick the model that they would like, whether it's you want to send your child to a Reggio school, a Montessori school, a play-based school, whatever the choices are in the community, they should be able to pick and not have to, be told, if you want some support for your family, you have to go here, right? It should be choice. And so I think that that's really important. So some states are taking advantage of flexibility offered through the Child Care Development Block Grant. So let me share some of this. So California will not require child care subsidy copayments for families earning less than 75% of the state median income, up from 40%. And copays will be capped at 1% of monthly income for family earners more than 75%. In this particular article, I just want to get the date here. So this was published in the end of February. It's not, in today's news, but I just really liked it because they showcased so nicely what the different states were doing. That's what they're doing in California. Also means fiscal year of 2024 to 2020, their budget increased eligibility for child care subsidies from 85% to 125%. And so it looks like they are upping what families can bring home to still get some subsidies through the state. So that's That's wonderful. Michigan also extended its COVID-19 relief policy, which established eligibility for childcare subsidies at 200% of the federal poverty line. So some of the states are doing these types of things. Minnesota is, Montana is as well. Vermont will invest $125 million annually in childcare to end copays for families who are below 175% of the federal poverty line and expand childcare subsidies eligibility by 575%. So why does that matter? So these states are working on how are they giving some relief to families. So that will allow families to be able to maybe make it a little bit more affordable. So that solves one part of the problem. So that's great. You got the subsidy, but now what do you do? Because there's no childcare slots open in your community. So how are we fixing that other side? So I think that is, that's something we need to look at. Some states are increasing compensation for childcare providers. So that can help. So let's look at that. So Alaska increased its investment in childcare by $7.5 million to raise wages for childcare workers and stabilize childcare provider operations. So what is that correlation? So the correlation is centers can stay open if they have staff. Centers can attract staff if they have money to pay the staff. Again, California, you guys are making the news again. More than 40,000 California childcare providers who receive subsidies for providing care will see a 20% average pay increase under a union agreement with the state. And the state will invest $600 million to fund the rate over the next 2 years. Our friends in Connecticut are investing in increases for teachers. So is Kentucky, so is Maine, and my next door neighbor is Massachusetts. So I'm between the two of those states, between Connecticut and Massachusetts. So way to lead there. Massachusetts is investing $475 million in new state funding for its Commonwealth Cares for Children grants to childcare providers to offset their operating costs, including higher education wages for our educators. Let's see, Illinois, Minnesota, New Hampshire, looks like they're following suit. New Jersey, New York, and Vermont all are looking at how are they investing in not only giving some relief for families, but also how are we supporting the educators in the fields, because we can't run our businesses and our programs without them. And they are let's face it, the teachers are the ones, they do the work, they inspire the children. They are the heartbeat. They are the heartbeat of early childhood education. It is our teachers. And so we have to figure out how can we pay them without closing centers down, because we just can't afford it. Minnesota is going to invest $316 million over 2 years in a new grant program that will enable childcare centers to increase wages by an estimated $100 per month for full-time employees. Washington and Wisconsin also doing something very similar. Here in my state, Rhode Island, they've done a really great job as well. So, my state did not really make any headlines in this article, but they have done pretty much everything that they can. They've done stability stipends, if you will, or retention stipends, if you will. They have waived copays for quite a bit of time. I mean, they really worked really hard in our state of Rhode Island. So I do have to say thank you to all the folks at DHS, DCYF, all the advocates, the folks at Bright Stars, the folks at the Rhode Island Association for the Education of Young Children, the state affiliate for NACI. You guys all have rocked it for us in Rhode Island as well. You guys didn't make this article, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge all the hard work that you guys have done for us here in Rhode Island. There are other states doing other investment strategies as well. Some states have invested in other strategies to improve quality, increase recruitment and retention of childcare providers, and partner with businesses to provide childcare to families. For Alabama, they passed a $30 million increase in state funding for Quality Stars, which is their quality rating system, for additional investments to pay for coaching and incentives to improve the quality of teaching in classroom settings. Maine, again, is investing $2.5 million in grant eligibility for childcare staff, subsidies, and recruiting and retention strategies. Minnesota makes the list again. New York makes the list again. So you can really see what states are really leading. In our state here in Rhode Island, we get tiered reimbursement based on what star rating your program is. They also have worked with programs to kind of help as programs are getting everything kind of back on track in terms of their quality rating in their state and what they're doing to kind of help those who had to hire new staff because more seasoned staff or more educated staff have left the field. So they are working to help close those gaps and make sure that we get the high quality teachers that we need back into the classroom. So that's what's happening in the news. Hey, you. Yes, it's Erica. So I'm going to make a really quick announcement. I feel like there are some of you out there that are running someone else's center and you're ready to run your own. Well, I'm here to tell you you can do it. And our friends at thrivingchildcare.com also know you can do it as well. So hop on over to their website and look for the Create a Plan for Your Success, which is a playbook on opening up your own center, putting together a business plan. You can even get it downloadable and you can have it in your hands today. So make sure you use our special code. It is Childcare Podcast, all capital letters. Again, visit thrivingchildcare.com and let Adrian know Erica says hi. And that's what some states are doing about it, which I think is great. Because again, federal funding has ended, stabilization funding is gone, and so now we in the childcare industry are here trying to figure out how do we make sure that we don't fall off another cliff and that we continue to have a voice. I think everybody now knows the system is broken, but it does work. But it is broken, and we just have to figure out how do we stop putting Band-Aids on it and come up with a real solution for families, for teachers, for children, for communities, and those who run programs. Again, I was just talking with Kayla, who is from Canada, and she said, I feel like they're like villainizing us because we run businesses and they make it like it's on the backs of families, and it's really not. And most of us who run childcare centers are women with families who employ women with families. And of course, we love our gentlemen in the field as well. But at the end of the day, most of our industry is women. And I think it's important that when we look at economies and estimates that we are also making sure that we're investing in women-owned business that support communities, especially in the early childhood field. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts about, what's going on in your state and, maybe the good and the bad. I'm tired of just always hearing the bad. I want to hear some good. I want to hear what your state is doing. I'm proud of what's going on in Rhode Island. Good job to Massachusetts and Connecticut as well. And as you heard, it was almost like over and over again, the same states, Maine, New Hampshire, New York. There was another state, North Dakota, that I didn't mention. They were investing $66 million in new state funding to provide incentives to increase the supply of care for infants and toddlers. So there is going to be, I think, two things that happen here in this industry. Is there's going to be folks that double down on infant and toddler care. And I even see a little bit of a shift here where they're really hoping that people will get CDAs in infant toddler and get degrees in infant toddler care, because it does look like, however it gets delivered, it does look like pre-K, at least at the older level. And I think by time we're done, we're going to be both 3, 4, and 5-year-olds are going to end up in some type of under the umbrella of Department of Education and going to end up either in a public school. Hopefully they'll continue to do a mixed model, so parents have a choice. But it does look like, unfortunately, that is the direction that we're going to go in as a country. What does that mean for private centers? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? What does that mean for family child care centers? Like, what does it mean for all of us? Got to stay ahead of the curve, guys. And you got to have your voice. I hate to keep saying you have to advocate, but you do have to advocate because no one is coming to save us. So we got to save ourselves. We are the experts at the table in terms of what the cost of care is. We have to do right by our employees and fight for them to get better benefits, better wages. We have to fight for our own families to make sure that we also can feed our families and, be able to, like any other small business, be able to make a living and cover our costs and all the things that are required of a business owner that we're able to do. And so there's that. So that is my in the news today, but hold on. I have something really cool to tell you. So from today's episode until the end of June, somewhere in there, I'm not going to tell you when, you're going to have to listen, but we are going to give away a $100 gift card to one lucky winner to Lakeshore Learning. So that way you can pick some supplies, some materials for your classroom. You can give it to your employee of the month. Give it to your favorite teacher. Do whatever you want to do with it. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to click on that, text the show. And I want you to tell me what your favorite episode is on our podcast and why. And that's all you need to do. So, and you can enter as many times as you want. You can tell me you like episode this, that, the third one, season 1, season 2, and why. You can tell me what ones are your top 5. So you can enter as many times as you'd like. We're going to have one lucky winner. So of all of the text messages that we get from today until the end of June, somebody's going to win a $100 gift card. We're going to send it right on over to your center. Here's what you do need to do. You need to put your full name and your mailing address where you want us to send the gift card. Because when you text the show, it just gives me the 4 last digits of your cell phone number. So that's not going to help me find you or identify you. I need your name and I need the address, full address, mailing address, where I can send that gift card to. So I think that's probably worth your time to send me a text for $100. I mean, come on, how long does a text take? 2 seconds? Not very long. So tell me what episode is your favorite and why, and you will be in that raffle. Now, I may not, here's a little secret, I may not even go all the way to the end of June. So I will announce the winner on one of our podcasts in the next, from now to next 30 days. I could do it on episode 3. I could do it on the last day of the month. So it's going to be somewhere in there. You're going to have to listen to see if you won. But I want to have some fun. So let's have some fun. Let's engage with each other again. Hit that, text the show, let me know. So that's it for today. And please remember, it's the small details that make the biggest impact on the success of your childcare business. So that's it for today. As always, have a great day. Bye.
Well, all the cute little kiddos have been picked up and it's time to go home. And that'll do it for another episode of the Childcare Director's Chair. Please leave a review so Erica knows the information is helping you to manage and improve your childcare centers. Remember to subscribe to get the latest episode from Erica's Childcare Director's Chair.